All right, now it's lunchtime, then I gotta do this presentation. Oh, right, I know what I was gonna say. I was talking about the soul system. All right. I remember. I remember. Oh, I don't have my camera on. Yay. All right, what do we got? What's going on here? Oh, hey, honey, how'd you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's probably like 6 o'clock in the morning for you. So you'll get this when you wake up. It was a podcast. It went well. It was actually a teaser for me to be invited to another one later. Um, so yeah, when they broadcast it, they'll get any links that we want. Okay, yeah, we can go over email template and shit like that on Monday or Tuesday. I don't do meetings on Mondays. Excuse me, that was gross. And I think it's the same link. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay, she's so fucking good. Oh God, I'm so stupid. I'm thinking that it's 12 a.m., which makes no sense. That's why I thought like, why was it 12? Oh yeah. Mm-mm. Mm. I remember. I remember blacklisting and pricing. Blacklisting and pricing. Oh, wait a second. I gotta put my headphones.
I'm
Baby.
starting my
Hi,
video. All right.
baby.
And we're back.
Hi. I
And we're
remembered what I was saying. Give me 2 seconds. I just feel naked without my jewelry. Hold on.
oh shit.
1 second. Where are
Oh
my
yeah.
rings? Where are my rings? Where are my rings? Where are my rings? Where are my rings?
Man.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't know where they are. Damn it. I washed my hands and I took off my rings and I don't know where I put them. And my hands just, I'm
No.
like, if I'm looking at them in the video, I'm like, they look so naked. Normally I have my wedding rings and my dad's ring on and
Mm-hmm.
whatever, I'll be fine. So
Yeah.
anyway, I remembered I was saying with the soul system, strategic organic leads on demand, that unless you get your email straightened out, all your money is going to go to waste. You know how much effort and time it takes to like take out ads and generate these leads. And if you generate the leads and all your emails end up going to spam, you have literally fucking wasted thousands of fucking dollars. Like it's heartbreaking. So that's why I was saying, yeah, I'm getting to be a real nerd about this because every business that sends a lot of emails is going to be impacted. And someone else was saying that they think eventually domain authentication is going to be required for everybody, even if you're not doing 5,000 emails. Eventually, they're going to require it.
No, I think it already is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but for the average person with a personal account, like my belief is they're going to do it for you if they're not already doing it for you. So I'm not going to get into the personal, and I don't, like, honest to God, this is something for me to do my own research. And it's like, do they mean that for people who have a personal at gmail.com, or do they mean that for somebody who has registered a domain to Google Workspace, and you have to get your DKIM and SPF records set up for Google Workspace, even if you're not doing bulk sending? So that's something I would, first of all, I would do my research on. And if you're listening to it, this is something I hope you would do your research on. Because if you're doing cold email with an at Gmail address and you're sending out 50 emails a day, like they know what you're doing. They ain't dumb. So that's something that you're gonna have to be careful about as well. So even if you're using personal Gmail accounts, I give that a note of caution. They know. They get 1 trillion emails passed through their systems every 1 billion, 100 billion every 10 days, right? So 1 trillion data points every 10 days. You're not built different. You're not smarter than them. They're going to win.
That is really good for entrepreneurs to know, because I have worked with other other things that they tell you things like, oh, you got to drip. Don't send more than 500 emails from Gmail a day. And then you got to drip. You got to send them every 15 to 30 seconds. And use different, like you can use the same template, but you have dynamic content. And my girlfriend's like, you're not fucking fooling anybody with that shit. Like they still fucking know.
They know.
So that's really sad for us, because we're thinking, oh, I can do a drip campaign for my Gmail and they'll never know I can send 500 emails a day. And you're like, no, bitches, that's not, you're not fooling anybody with, especially with all those data points that you're talking about. And it's algorithmic, like you said. So
and the guy
dynamic content ain't gonna do it, huh?
No. And the guy from the interview, who they interviewed this guy also from Google, and he said, guys, we said 5,000 just to give you a number. And I'm paraphrasing here. He's like, if you're a bulk sender, you're a bulk sender. If you're sending 100 emails, right? If you have a list of dozens of people and you're sending the same email to them, we're going to find you. We're not dumb. They have hundreds of very brilliant minds working on this algorithm, and the algorithm is smarter than any human can ever be. So just don't be slick. All right. I'm a rule bender by nature, but this is sometimes you can't hold a plastic knife to a machine gun. All right. Just don't bother. Yeah.
So everyone's got to get in line, even all the rebellious people, all the people that have problems with authority. We all got to get in line.
You're not going to win. You just won't. They're smarter than you. And if you think, well, I've gotten away with it this far, yeah, it's because they've let you get away with it. All right. They ain't dumb. So, and I know we're entrepreneurs. We're going to be like, yeah, fuck the rules. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Fuck you. All right. That's just the way it works.
Like FTC now. It's like, yeah, we know we're not supposed to say this. So FTC is now coming down too. Everyone's getting like fucking serious. Marketing. That's what I love about marketing. It's always challenging. It's always changing. And you always got to be competitive to stay ahead of the game. Like people are fucked now. You could do all the lead gen you fucking want. You get all the quality leads you fucking want. If your shit's not ending up in the email box, you're fucking screwed. What are you going to do to get attention? You can't lie and say that, you made 7,000 people a billionaire in 20 minutes from a webinar. You can't say that shit anymore. How the fuck a marketer supposed to win? It is a crowded, noisy, expensive place out there.
And it's important to know you are always a pawn in someone else's game. And
Ooh,
to have that humility, like if you're on Facebook, that ain't your platform. If you're using Gmail, that ain't yours. None of this is yours. The only
we
thing
do
that's
get
yours
cocky, don't we?
is
We
is
do
the
get
the
cocky.
brain you got in your head. And I mean, even the house, your house can be repossessed. Like you are playing a game in which you are not the master. You can be the master of your own game, but there has to be some humility, right? And like I said, I'm a rule bender. I sometimes I'm a rule breaker if I think the rule's fucking dumb and it's not illegal, right? I'm gonna break the rule because rules
Yeah.
are made up by people who like to make rules,
Yes, exactly. And then they
So
fucking change their minds, and then the rule changes, which
yeah,
means your first rule wasn't even a fucking rule. It was just how you
yeah.
felt that day.
It's the kid that plays tag on the playground. When they get tagged, they change the fucking rule. That's those types of people. But there are rules in place for certain reasons, right? And Gmail does have a great reason for their rule. Whether you agree with it or not, they're focused on their user experience and mining data. But that's, you're in their game. You don't
Yeah.
like it, go somewhere
Okay.
else.
And no one's gonna really do that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
all right.
If,
Well, let's talk about blacklists and how you get on it,
yeah.
how you can get off of it, and yeah, how you get on it, how you can get off of it, and then then we'll just start to wrap up with how much all this stuff
Wicked.
costs, like one time or
Yeah.
monthly, and what you do or do not do.
Yeah, yeah. So, blacklists. So, there are organizations out there that
Hmm.
kind of like spam traps. They put in email addresses and they see, all right, are they going to send an email to this bot that we put out? And if you send too many emails to this organization's kind of traps, they're not spam traps, or maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe there's crossover between the terms. But if you send it to that organization, and they're usually international, they will blacklist you. They will put you on a list of emails and if domains, and if you want to get techie with it, IP addresses, where they're like, yo, anyone with this domain or anyone who's sending within a certain geographical location, this is spam. And then
Why
other,
do they do that?
yeah,
Why are they doing that?
user experience, also trying to catch criminals. And
Okay.
there are ways about getting yourself off of a blacklist. And there's a huge warning I have. If you're listening to this, not all blacklists are good. Some people just make blacklists so they can say like, all right, it's $50 to take your domain off our blacklist, and people will pay. All
Oh
right, so
man. Okay, that's
most
good to
blacklists,
know.
they ain't legit. Like you can be
Wow.
blacklisted by 2 dozen illegitimate blacklists and be fine. All right,
Okay.
so you gotta be careful. I can list some of the blacklists that you should look out for. You can also chat GPT it and say, hey, what are the blacklists, the legitimate blacklists I should look out for? But if you don't want to
Okay.
do that, I can tell you, if you put your domain into mxtoolbox.com, we've already talked about that, and ran a blacklist check. And you can, there's so many other platforms that do it, but I digress. And you run a blacklist check. If you see something from Spam House or Spam Hoss, not good. Exploit spot list, composite block list, spam cop, passive spam block list, lashback, invaluement, barracuda. And you're like, David, you just said a bunch of nonsense words together. Yeah, kinda. Uh, Go into Chat GPT and take a look at it. So if one of those things blacklists you, that's not good, because you're like, oh shit, this is an actual legit organization. But I strongly suggest don't just go to MX Toolbox. Go to multi-rbl.org, something like that. Just Google it, or DuckDuckGo it. Just look at that. You can look at antiabuse.org, and then you put in your domain, because sometimes you'll be blacklisted on one tool, but you won't be blacklisted on another. All
And
right.
what difference does that make in how bad it is? So years and years ago, I found out about this MX box or whatever because my
Yeah.
domain for one of my other businesses was blacklisted. I had no idea what that was. I was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, this is so horrible. I don't even remember what came out of that, but that was when I first learned about being blacklisted. And then secondly, this MX toolbox. So I think I probably signed up for some monthly shit if I can remember, or some crap. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so once you're blacklisted, how does that impact or affect the ISPs? And then how do you get
Yeah.
off of it?
Yeah, so if you're blacklisted by one of those like legit blacklists, then you can go to spam.
Okay.
And if it's from a geographical location, it might not even be your fault. You might just be one good apple in a barrel filled with rotten apples. So
Mm.
they're going to say, all right, we're just going to blacklist the entire barrel. Because, yeah, there's a lot of good ones, but there's a lot of bad ones.
And they don't want to be, yeah, they can't
We don't
deliver.
want to deal with it. So you would have to go, they have an email address and an appeal process and things like that. Personally,
What's
I've
it
never
actually?
had to go through one with my clients because they don't fucking get blacklisted. I make sure they don't, right? But the way to remove it, you would have to go to their website, you have to email them
Mm.
and make your appeal. And usually if you're a good sender and you've just been doing some dumb shit or you're just in a bad
It sounds
geographical
like
location,
court. It sounds like court.
kinda. But
Yeah.
way less expensive and way faster.
Going before the judge and
Yeah.
being like, oh. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you end up on one of their blacklists, is that an indicator to the ISP to make it go right to spam?
Yeah.
So they're connected that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because these are international organizations. These are
Okay.
people who are like, hey, we're kind of like the Batman and Robin vigilantes, but we do want to work with the law. So because no one likes fucking spammers. No one. Nobody.
Nobody
So
likes
there's
spammers.
yeah, so there's organizations against it. And again, guys, this stuff is all free. If you look it up online, like you can check your blacklist for free at any point in time. You'll
And I
be
guess
fine.
that's something you should do on a regular basis. Because how would you know, right? Well, I
There
guess
you
if
go.
everything ends up going in spam, and now it seems like there are so many different reasons you can end up in spam, right?
Oh yeah.
How the user's
Yeah.
interacting, if you have your records, or if you're on a blacklist, like
Mm-hmm.
this is like some serious stuff.
Yeah. There are hundreds of factors that affect the deliverability or the chances of making it to a primary inbox on Gmail. There's hundreds of factors. This is a serious algorithm, but all you have to do is set your expectations with your
And do the right
users,
thing.
get your tech right. Don't be an ass. All right. Don't try and be slick and white out the unsubscribe link or make it really small. Just
I
do
really don't like that.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's this stuff isn't rocket science. This stuff, like this is very kindergarten rules, simple stuff. All right. If
From a
you do
user,
this, you can I've seen people who haven't set up and they didn't authenticate their domains. Now they kind of have to, right? But they didn't authenticate their domains. They didn't have any of this tech shit set up. They go to the primary inbox every single time. And I've seen the opposite where people do have all the tech shit set up, but they're landing in spam. All right. Because they've been doing all the stuff that ISPs don't want you to do. So it's all situational. Just don't be a dick. Right. That's the easy answer I can give you.
it's a weird place as a marketer and a consumer. Because from the consumer perspective, I'm like, yeah, fuck spam. But as a
Yeah.
marketer, like, I need to get into your inbox. So I guess
Yeah.
marketers are just gonna have to be better fucking marketers. And I don't mean more slick. I mean
Yeah.
legit offer value, build relationships. You're gonna have to be a better fucking marketer.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be a real legit person with a real legit product.
Yeah.
FTC is not taking your shit anymore, and the ISPs aren't taking your shit anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to be a legit marketer now.
Yeah. And the ISPs never took it in the first place. Now they're just being more loud about it. And just the death of all human relationships, I believe, comes from a lack of set
Expectations. Yeah.
expectations. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't set expectations, people are going to get angry. And of course, you're going to send out an email, and one person who got up on the wrong side of the bed is going to reply and tell you
Spam. Yeah.
to burn in hell, and they're marking you as spam and they don't want your business. And you kind of smile and you unsubscribe them and you move on. All right. There's always going to be people that report you to spam, but just make it the few crazies inside of the regular humans you send your mail to. That's it.
Yeah. Stay
Yeah.
underneath that spam threshold. Okay. So now that I'm learning all this and I know about enterprise and e-com and blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that cash right now. But if I had that
Yeah.
cash right now, I would pay $10,000 for that easily. Like if I'm
Yeah.
if I'm a multi-million-dollar e-commerce fucking business and my bread and butter and lifeblood is emails, I would easily pay you fucking $10,000 because I'm going to get way more than that and lose way more than that. So I'm pretty sure you don't charge $10,000. Maybe you do, but I'm anchoring, by the way, too, right?
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So yeah, what is your price? And is it like a monthly thing? Is it a one-time thing? Like, what are all the different things that you do? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
tell me and tell me
So
the price.
there are different levels to different devils, right? I believe there's some people who are like, you should get it set up for free. I'm like, that's up to you. And these people are very experienced, so I'm not gonna poo-poo on that. However, I think I'm like, yeah, it's
Sorry, I need to be clear. I don't mean to cut you.
yeah.
Who thinks who should do what for free? Like people like
Mhm.
you think you guys should do for free for people, or the consumer? Who thinks who should do it for free?
No, people like me say the tech setup should be free, right? And these are people who are in the industry for a long time.
Why?
I
Why do
know
they
them.
are they just nice?
I
Why
don't
do they want to
agree.
do
I
it for free?
completely disagree with them.
Why would
Completely.
they do that? Like, why are
I
they being so charitable? Are they
oh,
trying? I'm thinking they're trying to sell on the back end. There must
that's
be.
what I believe.
There
That's
has
what
to
I
be. No one's
believe.
gonna fucking do
Yeah.
that for free.
Uh-huh. And if someone offers to do it for free and they don't have a back end, don't fucking do it. I believe
At the same time.
the
Or they're
price,
gonna destroy you on purpose.
yeah, the price of getting all this shit set up is $500 to get it set up, and then thousands of dollars to make sure it's set up right. All right.
Oh,
You're not paying me to set it up. You're paying me to set it up right. You're paying me to train your team on what not to do. Right. Because I've done this before where I fixed the deliverability of somebody and then they got slick and they ruined it. So now I'm like, fuck.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna fix it. And now I'm gonna send, Loom videos to your team and say, hey, do this, follow this. I haven't, because I think if you have a huge enterprise list and you are an 8-figure, 9-figure company, you're already going to have an internal team to manage this sort of stuff. If you are breaking 8 figures, maybe not, but I think like you should be spending 4 or 5, high 4, 5 figures on this. If you have over
A month,
50,000,
a month or at one time thing. What are you
I
talking about?
think I think at one time's fine. Like
Okay, all
a
right. To
deliverability
set it up
fix
right.
to get it set up right and
Okay.
to make sure everything's good. Now if you're sending out millions of emails, it might be a great idea to have that person on retainer, right? Because it's like you're just dealing with so much volume. If you have over 50,000 contacts, that's when my pricing goes from regular to enterprise. Because 52,000 ish people, that's a full Yankee Stadium. All right. That's a lot of fucking people. All right. So like I'm not going to discriminate. And no, I am going to discriminate against an enterprise size list and a small business owner under 10 million size
Got
list.
it. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should be looking to spend thousands of dollars for somebody who has the confidence of charging that. I mean, you could go on Fiverr and there are probably some Fiverr pros that charge $300 to get it right. I don't know. I just don't trust it.
Right. So
The
you're
whole,
saying $500 just to get it done,
yeah,
5 grand to get it done properly.
or
Is that
more.
kind of right?
You
Three,
know the
four, five
story
grand?
of the engineer and the ship engine?
No.
Where so there was a cruise to make this fast. There was a cruise that broke down and there were tons of people on it who were demanding their money, and the captain was down in the engine room and freaking the fuck out trying to get the engine to work. And he says, "There's an engineer on board." And the engineer goes, "Yeah, I'm on board. Let me take a look at it." And the captain's like, "All right, take a look at this engine. We need to get it fixed." And the engineer takes one look at it, grabs a hammer, and hits it once, and it goes back to life. And the captain's like, "That was amazing. How much do I owe you?" And the engineer's like, $10,000. And the
Right.
captain goes, "Wait a minute. You only hit it with the hammer." He said, "Yeah, you charged me $1 to hit it to hit it with the hammer, but you paid $9,999 to
Hit
know
it
where to hit it."
and they hit it in the right spot. Right.
So
Right.
that's the analogy I like to make. You can say like, hey, David, you're just inflating your prices. Dude, we live in society where value is determined by money. Like if you don't want to work with me, that's fine. There's
Fine,
plenty of people I
exactly.
can refer to you to,
Yeah.
but you want to work with someone who's got the real confidence, not like the fake confidence, but the real confidence of, hey, I don't need your money, and I've done this so many times.
And
Like,
they
so if you
need
want to
you,
work with me,
whether
great.
exactly, they need you more than you need them, because that, like, there's
Yep.
a lot of people that want email, or a lot of
Mhm.
people that need marketing. But if
Yeah.
you don't get the professional services for your fucking particular business, you're the one who's gonna fucking
Yeah.
suffer, not
Yeah.
us.
Oh, huge warning. Huge warning. Because I've gotten this objection on sales calls before, and it's something I'm not entertaining anymore. I've gotten, oh, but we have a tech guy on our team. I'm like, yeah, and you're still going to spam. Tech guys are great. They know more than I ever will. They go great horizontally, right? They got a bunch of skills in a bunch of different places. And I've just seen that. Me, I go deep on email. That's it. I don't do anything else but email. And the reason
So
why I
you're a
see tech
master and an
guys,
expert at it then.
yeah, the reason why I see tech guys mess this up is they just Google it and they go, okay, I guess I can set it up. I'm a tech guy. I'm just going to Google it and then put it together. And the business owners go, oh, great job. I didn't have to hire a specialist. Yeah.
You should
The
have.
problem, if you knew you could fix it internally, you wouldn't be talking to me in the first place, right? So don't. So be careful. If you do have a tech guy on your team, or a tech gal or tech person, they might be able to do this right, but I would be very careful that they don't know where to hit the hammer. All right. They might know a lot about engines, but they don't know how to hit the hammer and where to hit it. So that's my word of caution. And again, I'm not trying to be like, hire me. I'm trying to be like, don't fuck this up, because then I'll see you 6 months down the line and
And
you're
I'll
going to be
charge you
like,
more,
wow,
yeah.
this is bad. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is going to take way longer to fix.
You pay twice as much. Yeah, you
Yeah.
pay for
Yep.
experience and you pay for value. Like what
I'm
you're
right.
saying, I think that analogy you gave about the ship thing, I heard that about a like a, I don't know, not an air conditioner fixer, but like a furnace fixer or something. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, the piece
Yeah.
costs $2, but it's like you're paying 198 or whatever for, because of my experience. It's
That's
like I
it.
can go, yeah. So when you're talking about blogging, I was talking to a company the other day, and I'm like, for the growth objections that you have, you need like a serious professional with expertise and experience, because I can look at your thing, damn, boom, 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 this should be this long, but this different, and done, and go with it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have a marketing manager who, like you're saying, they don't know shit. They're blogging. Neil Patel, how should I do this? They're
Yeah.
like the IT, right? They're fucking blogging. How do
Yeah.
I do a that you're if that's not deep
Yeah.
expertise, that's
It,
surface shit, and some of it's not even fucking right, like
nope.
how to stay out of spam is like test your subject lines and all this stuff that doesn't really keep you out of spam. It's like they're addressing the symptom and not the cause.
Yeah. Yeah. No one goes for discount heart surgery ever. So it's like, if you make that comparison, it's like,
It's up to you.
will you go to a cheap heart surgeon? Oh no, of course not. It's like, okay. So even though it's very different, it's life threatening, but do you see the logic that carries over and the disconnect? It's like, yeah, but I'm not going to pay that much for something. I'm like, well,
Then they're not the ones
like
for
that
you. You
costs
need,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Like,
You
well,
got to
how
work for
much is
those
it costing you?
businesses. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to
How
work for
much
those
is it
businesses
costing
that
you
are
not to
hungry
get
to
this done
succeed.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm talking over you. My apologies,
No,
but
we're talking.
it's
You're Italian. I'm
it's
fucking black. This is what we do. This
damn
is how
right. Yeah.
familial conversations go all the time.
That's
Like,
right. That's right. Yeah, if you're not from either of those cultures, we're not mad at each other. This is just how we talk.
and Nakimbe seemed very upset. Yeah, no, we're
Oh
fine.
yeah, no, we're terrible. We hate each
So,
other.
so yay. So we got pricing, we got blacklisting, we figured out
Yeah.
what DKIM and DMARC in the house and the post office, and like, I mean, I know there's like a zillion other depths that we could go to, but I think that we did a really good, substantive, and
Yeah.
robust job here for everybody who wants to know anything. Because I didn't know anything when we started, and I explained it back to you to make sure that I understood it.
Yeah. Yeah. You did
Oh,
good.
I
You did
think
really
I'll
good.
have to watch this over and over again. But yeah, all the
Mhm.
rules are there, and just put it into your budget. Like, plan it. Like, don't say I don't have the money. You think you don't have the
Make
money
it.
now, motherfucker? You think you don't have money now, motherfucker?
you're
Yeah.
not going to have a lot of money when all of your emails go to spam.
Yeah, I
Like,
think people are just in denial right now a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah. And it might
And
not happen.
ignorant and
Yeah.
ignorant.
And Google and Yahoo, and if you're by the time you're listening to this, this might already happen. They're talking about rolling things out slowly, which I believe is a half truth because at the
Okay.
end of the day, you can still mess it up and go to spam overnight. I've seen it happen. All right. That
Mm.
actually happened recently with a client because a lot of his emails all of a sudden they bounced. I'm like, oh shit. All right, I got to go on protective mode. And I was able to get them out of spam, right? I was able to get the open rates up even higher than they were, but it's because I knew what to do. And because I was already following best practices, that it wasn't that hard.
Is it how hard, how long is the course correction process? Like once somebody
Ooh.
comes in and they fix everything, should we be expecting to be okay in 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months? And I know
So,
again, it depends, it's
yeah,
very situational specific. I get that. But just like so someone can have a sense of when the fuck am I getting out of jail? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Um, not to make, I know this is a brutal analogy, but it's kind of like cancer, right? It depends on
okay.
what type, and it also
Oh,
depends on how
okay.
long it is, right? So if you just have something and you've had it for 2 weeks and it's growing, the doctors are like, okay, let's just take it out. Like this is fine. If you have like pancreatic or something, it doesn't matter how long you've had it. It's like you need to take immediate action. So spam, again, I know that's a very brutal analogy. So I apologize if I've awakened
But you
some
need
bad
to do that. That's how
experiences because
serious this is.
yeah,
Like
exactly. If it's that
people need
serious
to
to your
understand the
email marketing
metaphor. Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are times where I've gotten people out of spam in like, like 48, 72 hours, right? And that's
Okay.
not a flex. That's just because they had small lists and they weren't going to spam and promo for that long. So I'm like, easy,
Okay.
easy
Okay.
fix. But if you're sending to hundreds of thousands of people a month and you're having serious spam issues, that's going to take longer. That could take
Because you have to
weeks.
build back up that trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
You
like,
do.
okay, you got like
Yeah.
if your spouse cheats on you or something, it's like you got to take some time to
Yeah.
build that up that trust.
Damn right.
I'm good now. I promise I'll never cheat on you again. Yeah, let me
Yeah.
just see how you behave for the next few months.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And if your domain is trashed, like
Mm.
like everything you send after, even after doing all of the fixes, the domain is still going to spam, you got to burn that one and start over with another. And that could take months.
Another
So,
domain.
yeah, another domain.
Ooh,
Mhm.
ooh,
So,
okay.
or migrating to a different email service provider because you've trashed your reputation on them, and they're like, we
Okay.
don't want to deal with you anymore. So it can be
Ooh,
anywhere from a couple of days to months.
okay.
And if you got millions and millions, I don't know, maybe it'll take a year. It's all
Okay.
situational.
That's good
So
to know,
don't
though. It
you
gives
can
some
I like
benchmarks, some
yeah,
something to hold on to.
my saying is I like to tell people we can do this slow and right or fast and wrong. You can decide. Yeah.
That's some tough love right there.
Hey, I'm a New Yorker. If you want
I
something
love
done
it.
fast and wrong, that's okay. I don't want to
That's not what
tarnish
you
my
do.
reputation.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So did you say 4 grand, 5 grand for like a complicated one-time thing? What did you say?
Yeah, I would say upper thousands.
Okay.
Upper thousands, definitely. Once you get to enterprise, that's when my prices go to
10
five
and up.
figures and up.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
look, in the future, as I get into more consulting and equity, those numbers are going to go way, way, way up, or they're just not going to exist because I'm going to take
Exactly. Yeah.
control, right?
Yeah. Because you
So,
don't want to do
yeah,
it. And if you are going to do it, people are going to pay
yeah,
for it. I'm the same way. Yeah.
that's there you go,
Yeah.
there you go. Let's go.
Rock. You know what I want to do next time? Because I can't just go on, like, I think we've covered everything about email, but I can't not have you in my life for another podcast again. So what I
Yeah.
want to do is I have to do a book cover, but it's already Friday. So if you're free next week, let's jump on another one. I got to do a book cover and I want to do it in Mid-Journey because I stopped paying for the upgraded shit. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get you to do it if you
Okay.
don't mind. Do you still have your upgraded Mid-Journey?
Yeah, I got my upgraded mid journey. I'm not gonna say though, because it ain't Photoshop. So
Okay.
Photoshop will be like you can get every single detail and stuff like that. I use Midjourney for ideas and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay, okay,
If you
okay.
I would Here's what I would do if I
Yeah,
were
I just
you.
want a book cover and I don't want to pay
Yeah.
anyone to do it because there's too much fucking AI out there for
Oh,
me to
I would start with Midjourney for the concept, and then I'd give it to someone on Fiverr for like 5-10 bucks and be like, hey, can you edit this a little bit?
instead of starting from scratch. Okay, yeah, because the back and
Hmm.
forth revisions that I and trying to
Yeah,
explain things to a real person can be a pain in the neck. But you're right. If I get some concepts, I can give that to them.
that's
Okay,
it. Yeah,
that's what I'll
that's what I
do.
would do, because I'm actually I think I've crossed the point of no return where I'm like, I'm gonna write a book on this email shit,
Ooh.
because I've made so many posts in Onyx group. I'm like, dude, if you want to appeal to corporate consulting clients, if you want to appeal to big stage, just have a book. You already wrote the shit, dude. Put it in a book, publish it. I don't know if I do a book launch or not, but I'm like, this is something, dude. You're gonna die someday. Just make a fucking book. Big deal.
Yeah, leave your
Yeah.
legacy, leave your imprint.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
wonderful. I love you,
I'm
David.
trying. I'm trying.
You were
I'm
the
trying.
best, baby. Thank you so much for meeting with me and educating me and
Yeah.
helping me. So yeah, now I am going to try my client's DMARC thing, like everything you taught me
Yeah.
today. Because like I said, I send out emails
Yeah.
for her on MailChimp.
Yeah.
Um, I think I
Nakimbe.
reached out to her and she's going to try to find out where her DNS record is.
Yeah. Just send it to me. Just send it to me. Once everything's been set up, just send it to David at Wealthy Inbox. We'll take a look for you. Right.
Okay. And maybe we can do it
Don't tell
together. So
anybody. Don't
no,
tell
no,
anybody I did that
no,
now.
no, no,
So,
no.
but yeah, no, just yeah, you're a friend. Just send it to me. I'll tell you if
She's a
it's right or
little
wrong.
list. She's got like 250. She's a tax accountant. It's really like
Yeah.
not a big deal, but it might be a nice little test. But I'm gonna do this right for you, client. Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're
I'll call
probably gonna
David.
get it
I'll call
right.
David. I'll call David.
Yeah. I'm not worried. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get it right, especially because we just explained it. But yeah, just send it. Just
And I
send it
even
over.
need to do it for my own, right? I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
need to check my own
Yeah.
domain. Okay, I'm gonna play around with it next week. I'll let you know how it goes, and then we'll just jump back
Yeah.
on, or I'll send it to you or whatever. Oh, when is the
Hmm.
town hall? Is it just for BOE or is it town hall? Everybody can go
It's
because yeah.
for BOE, and it is it
Well, I won't
is
be able to go because I'm not on BOE. I'm just
ah
yeah, I didn't join yet
rip. That's
because
okay.
I told my husband I was going to retire him before I signed up for any other master classes. I
Oh,
spent
that's
thousands of
if
dollars and
that
shit,
is
and he's
not the
like, he's
realest marriage shit I've ever heard in my life from an entrepreneur. Oh my God. It's
I can't. I can't come home with another like
oh my
$25,000 bill. And
God.
he's like, I feel so bad. Well, I'm home and he's out on the street slaying. I'm like, okay. But it's just more
Yeah.
incentive and motivation for me. I'm like, I need to get this bag quick so
Hmm.
I can get some
Hmm.
more
Yeah.
masterminds. But all right then. Well,
Yeah.
I'll be back in touch. I'll probably circle back with you to find out who might be some other BOE members to be on the podcast. So I've already
Yeah.
done Colton and Ed
Absolutely.
Ray, and yeah, you guys are wonderful. Yay! 1 minute and a half left. I love you. Have a
Let's
great day,
go.
babe. You
Hey, you have a
rock.
great weekend too.
All
You're
right,
the
sweetie.
best.
Take care.
See
I'll
ya.
send you links for all this, okay? I sent you one
Thank you.
link for the
Thank you.
last one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna get my VA on that so that way we can start putting more out.
So I'll send these three to you
Yeah.
too. You'll have like mad content.
Oh, you're the bomb. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.